Hello, Harry here. Please excuse the helmet. Today, rather than watching me plod around, we're going to actually see someone run who's considered elite. GB athlete Louise. Come on, Louise, come on! Who you may recognise from some previous videos, is going to be running a 5-miler. A remarkably gifted athlete who has competed for Great Britain on multiple occasions, Louise had sustained an injury the previous year that put her out of the running scene for some time. But after consistent and dedicated rehabilitation, she was starting to return to what she had always done so well. On a side note here, if you want to hear more about Louise's story, I'd highly recommend listening to her appearance on the JOG ON podcast. It remains one of the most downloaded episodes ever, and interesting conversations that I've had personally. I was fortunate enough to join Louise on a recent 5-mile run, or 8.05 kilometres, the objective of which would be to test how her fitness was coming along post-injury. The only thing was, even as a keen runner myself, and Louise still not back to her previous form, just to keep up, I'd need a bike. To do the full 5 miles, how many laps of this are you going to have to do?
I'm going to do a small loop and a big loop, which will equate to 1.5 miles, so we'll do that 3 times and then just add on half a mile for 5 miles.
Okay. One problem. There was a large sledge on the course. But after a fair amount of kettlebell training recently, I figured I'd try give it a push out the way. The second attempt wasn't much better. Still, I'm sure I saw it move slightly. Right, so we need to avoid the large, weird sled thing. So we're just doing a warm-up loop currently. I went over with Louise that the main reason for the session was coming back from injury to test how your fitness is. Yeah. And the 5-miler for you is a good marker for that at the moment. And then we felt it. Just hit quite a significant headwind, which puts everything slightly in jeopardy. Anyone that's tried quick running knows that headwind can be quite the negative factor, so we'll have to see how this plays out. The difference between the loops right here, left will put her on the small loop, and straight on takes her to the big loop. Turns out there is another sledge of doom here, but fortunately it's way over to one side. Just that wind, a bit stronger than I would have liked. After giving some mountain bikers directions... Cool, thanks very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Louise discussed her approach.
So I think if I aim for a 5:45 mile for the first one, just to kind of ease myself into it, build from there, and then just see how I feel at the end. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So yeah, that's the plan. We bumped into a running couple who had seen a few of the JOG ON videos.
And you've just done a 500k challenge.
Woof! It was time to begin. So here we are on my weird makeshift start line with Louise about to begin the 5-miler. You feeling all right? Yeah. Okay, Louise, when you are ready, and then I will follow you on the bike. 2, 1, go. My watch started, Louise has gone. Let's get going. I have this slightly inbuilt fear that Louise is going to be running at such a pace that I'm actually going to be struggling just to keep up with her on the bike. A few turns of the pedal and I was soon alongside. Here she is, GB athlete Louise. Nice and smooth, looking good. The bottom corner of the loop led into the blustery back straight. Very nice, Louise. But looking strong and still fresh, Louise was running well through the bad conditions. And now we approach the sledge of doom. How will Louise handle it? Oh, she clears it beautifully. And it's down the home straight. There's 1k in 3:25. 3:25 for that first kilometre. Not that that'll mean much to you, you old school elite. The second kilometre was a 3:30. So coming around the top now of the second loop, which is the bigger loop of the two, and it'll alternate like that until we come to 5 miles. Small loop, big loop, etc. Come on, Louise. Louise moving well, pumping the arms. We're just praying every time we come around this bottom corner here that that headwind will have died down a bit, because at the moment that's what's killing us. So no, immediately. It's like getting a facelift. Come on, Louise. Let's go. 3:32 for the third kilometre. Watching the meters tick by, I let Louise know. Okay, 320 meters. And you will be halfway. Elite style running. It was 14:15 at halfway, which will put Louise on for 28:30. The question is, can she keep the pace going? So we're just approaching the 5k mark. Current time is 17:24, 17:25. Yeah. To give some perspective, Louise has a 5k personal best of 16:43 on the road and a staggering 15:40 on the track. There we go, 17:42 for the 5k, which whilst is nowhere near as fast as Louise has run in the past, considering the conditions, it was a nice demonstration that her fitness and form was beginning to return. And of course, Louise doesn't stop here. She's got another 3,000 meters to do. It's quite remarkable when you think about it that even a fit person regularly training can still really struggle to even get close to the 20 mark, let alone nearly 2.5 minutes below that barrier. Okay, here we go. Dig in. Tall.
Come on, Louise.
And Louise pushing around into the home straight. Well done. Nice. We've gone through 6K now. We've got under 2 kilometers to run, Louise. Under 2 kilometers to run. We've got a target over there.
I'd noticed a man running with what appeared to be only one sock on.
Louise, I say we try and overtake one sock man. And let's just try to reel him in slowly. One sock man is in sight. We can get him, Louise. We can get him. Come on.
And we did, but the wind was taking its toll and the pace was beginning to slow.
That was a 3:48. Come on, Louise. Last kilometre now. Let's go. 800 metres to go, Louise.
It was here that Louise would need to really embrace the pain of the effort. If there's one thing I've noticed that is quite remarkable about elite level athletes, it's how hard they can push their minds when the going gets tough.
7.58 kilometres, 27:15 on the clock.
A dog crossed our path.
Okay, let's go. Corner. It's unbelievable. It's like resistance training. Staggering. How does someone run sub 18 in this? Well, we've got 100 metres to go. We're going off Louise's watch, of course. Final push now for the 5-mile mark. Here we go. Louise Small of Great Britain, bringing it home. There we go.
The 5 miles was over.
Well done.
Oh man.
That was horrible. You just kept going round, bang into the headwind. Kept going round, bang into the headwind.
Oh, man.
What was your final time?
29:08.
Well, very well done, Louise.
Thank you for your support on the bike.
It's all right.
It kept me entertained.
Oh, thanks. Most of us can only dream of running these times, but with commitment and dedication, anything's possible. I'm Harry Morgan, that's GB Louise, and this is Jog On. I'm Harry Morgan, that's Louise the G.